it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I have got a really quite simple little box to show you. I used the envelope punch board to make this, but I thought it would look nice kind of the wrong way up, but equally it can be shown standing up, which for you is how it looks lying down. So I've wrapped the ribbon round the outside of the box and had the flat surface on the top, and then the flaps are at the bottom. So yeah. Let me show you how it's made. It takes a reel of the metallic edged ribbon, and obviously any of the other ribbons that are the same width would also fit. So the 3/8 ribbon might actually, no, it's a bit too narrow for the wider ribbons, but the 3/8 absolutely. So it's an envelope punch board project. I am using, this was thick Whisper White. I'm going to use thick Very Vanilla for this one, because I'm using the Very Vanilla ribbon, so it's gold and Very Vanilla. So the piece of card is 6 7/8 of an inch square, which from a piece of A4 means you get these two pieces left over. So plenty to make a small card or a tag if you're looking at it for a gift. Now, because this is the thick Very Vanilla, I do tend to score and then punch rather than punch and then score, only because otherwise things tend to jump. So score and punch, and I'm punching at 2 7/8 and then 4. So score, punch, and then all you do is follow round. So you just get this tick mark to line up on your score line. I do tend to double check the measurement as well, just so that I've got a double check, because sometimes you can be just a little inaccurate, and that can, particularly when you've done the first couple of sides, it can it compounds, the error compounds. So say check that it's on the 4 and that it's lined up, and then punch and score, or score and punch in my case. So score and punch. If you're using designer series paper, then punch and score is fine, because it's going to be an easier punch, so it's less likely to bounce. But for particularly the thick Whisper White and the thick Very Vanilla, the scoring and then punching is, I find, a safer way of doing it. So that's all of that done. I am going to round my corners as well, because I have my nice round. Ooh, try and do it a little better than that. Let's bring it down a bit. That's better. Now, if you're doing a lot of these back to back, and these are the sorts of things that I do for customer gifts, then if you are doing a few back to back, do remember to sweep away your punched out pieces before you get too big a pile. Otherwise it can mean that you can't sweep them away at all. You can't punch at all, because you're resisting against the pile of bits. Sorry, my brain is still not 100% following my bout of flu. Right, I'm just bringing in it's a scrappy, actually I don't, no, that's not a scrappy piece, that's a piece of paper I want. That's for my craft boxes. I'm just bringing in a scrap of paper, because I'm going to do this stamping. I'm using the Southern Serenade stamp set from the new Spring Summer catalogue. If you haven't got your Spring Summer and Celebration catalogues yet, please do let me know if you're in the UK. There is a request form on my blog, and the link to that is below in the description bar. So just drop me, fill that form in, and I can get one in the post to you. So I'm using the lace pattern and the flowers, and I'm using Tranquil Tide, which is, it's the same colour I used on the original, but it's also the colour of the ribbon that I'm using. Now, this is although it's a pattern, it's a fairly solid image, so do make sure you've got it properly inked up, otherwise you'll end up with bald patches. You don't want bald patches in the middle of your lace. So let's get rid of that because I don't need it anymore. So I am going to stamp that off first, just so that it's a softer colour, and then I'm just going to line my piece of scrap up with the crease mark because I want to go slightly over the crease line and give this a really good press. Normally I stand up when I craft, but I am still suffering a bit from the flu weakness, so there we are. But yes, if you're standing up to craft, it's much easier to get a decent impression, I find. And then I've got the floral image, and for that I'm going to use Berry Burst, only because it's a nice bright colour and I feel like I need some nice brightness in my life at the moment. So again, make sure that's well inked up, and this I'm going to stamp at full strength. Just turn it on the side so that I can see it a bit better. And there we go. And that's actually all I'm doing. I'm not going to do any more fuss or bother. I'm just doing that because I think that's all it needs. It's not a huge box, so putting too much decoration on is not always necessary. Right, actually I'm going to burnish first. Definitely haven't got my brain back. Hopefully very soon it will come back. So, just going to burnish all my score lines and then pop it all together and we're nearly done. It's a really nice quick project. I do like the envelope punch board projects because they do come together really nice and quickly. So yeah, so as ever with boxes for me, I'm just going to cut away the score line. So I'm going to cut towards the side that I'm keeping whole and then cut away on the flap. Just cut away that score line. So or I just need to do the score line on this because the punch board in effect does what you need it to do. Does the, oh gosh, I'm looking forward to having a brain again. Yes, the punch board does the wedging away in effect for you. So you don't need to do it on that side, you just need to do it on the side that you are actually cutting into. So that is all the wedging we need to do. Then turn it over, grab my fast fuse and just pop fast fuse on those flaps, making sure that it's well covered. They're only small flaps, so when you do your check, do be slightly careful that you don't rip the flap away from the rest of the box. It's not such an issue with using the thick, very vanilla, but if you were to do this in designer series paper, then these would be very fine little flaps. So yeah. Right, then all I'm going to do is line those corners up so that they are nice and neat. Just go round every side. And the last one. And there's our box. So pop that in, and it's, you know, it fits. I have got a piece of my, signature tissue paper. For those of you who have watched me for a while, you will know that I use yellow tissue paper for everything, and I also have polythene posting bags that are blue floral. and that is kind of my signature. So I'm going to kind of scrunch that a bit so that it helps bulk up the box, and then that's just going to be stuck together, and we need to put the ribbon round. So to stick that all together, I'm just going to use some glue dots, and all I'm going to do is pop a glue dot on 2 neighbouring corners, doesn't matter which ones, and then fold the glue dot onto the opposite flap, and then I take my bone folder and just use that to push onto, and then same again, oops, pop it through and push, and then that's nicely stuck together. And then for the ribbon, I just measure a length, and we need quite a bit to do the bow at the top, so just cut that off, and it's the amount I need. It is no specific length, it's just the amount I need. And then all I'm going to do is, again, our good friend the glue dot, is pop a glue dot in each corner on each side, and I do this as I go round. So let's find the middle of my ribbon, which is there. So that's the middle of my ribbon, and I'm just making sure that that's properly stuck. Glue dots are very sticky, but you do actually need to make sure that you have stuck what you need onto your glue dot. You can't just sort of expect it to just with that glue. You do need to actually glue it. So just rub it, and then it sticks perfectly well. And I do tend to do both before I stick it to my finger. I do tend to do both glue dots and then lay the piece of ribbon over, rather than doing one and then the other. You get a straighter line, or I do. And I am even going to put them on the top, just to help keep that in place as well. Get rid of what I don't need. And then, now this I do tie the bow before I stick everything down, because it's just easier that way, for me anyway. And then come in and stick that down. Trim my ends so that they are about the same length. It's actually not a bad length anyway. And there we are, 2 nice little ribbon boxes, and I think that makes a standard reel of ribbon. I mean, not that our ribbon is standard in any way, but I just think it makes a reel of ribbon into a really nice little gift. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do remember to subscribe. The subscription button is in the bottom right hand corner of all of my videos. So do please subscribe if you would like to see more. If you want to leave comments, please do. Generally speaking, I reply in 2 or 3 days. I have got to do a bit of catch up on replies, having not been around with any degree of brain power for the last few days. So I will play catch up with those. If you need any information about products, or if you want to buy any products, please pop over to my online store. There's a link to that. There's a link below that takes you to all my social media links and my shop. So if you click on that, that will give you links to all of those good things. And so yes, link to my shop. I would love to welcome you as a customer. I really try to look after my customers well. And do you know, share the rewards and everyone, regardless of how much or how little they spend with me, will get a little thank you gift and a handmade card every month. And then people that have used the host code for a particular month, they also get a share in the hostess rewards. So yeah, and we've got a little Facebook VIP group and that sort of stuff. So that would be great. Also, if you want to join Stampin' Up, this is a great time to do it, because we've got an extra 2 free stamp sets of your choice to add to your starter kit. So £130 of product of your choice for £99, including free shipping. And that also gives you a business starter pack. So if you do want to run classes or just share your love of Stampin' Up, there's lots of stuff to help you with that, but you don't have to. If you just want the discount, that's what most demonstrators join up for. So yeah, just put your toe in the water and give it a go, and you can get an extra 2 stamp sets of your choice out of the annual or spring-summer catalogue, on top of your £130, all for £99. So you could get £200 of product just for £99 delivered to your door, which is brilliant. And then you get to go to team events and Stampin' Up events, and you get a quarterly magazine, which you only get if you're a demonstrator, which has got all sorts of wonderful ideas and stuff in it, and access to a really lovely online community. So yeah, if you've been thinking about it, give it a go. There is no downside. If you decide it's not for you, then you just get to keep everything, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, I hope to see you again very soon. Any questions, just let me know, and I will see you again soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye!